And please, call the roll, please, ma'am.
Ross,
Here.
Hamilton.
Here.
Let's see, Taylor's not here. Robinson,
Here.
Here.
Harris,
Here.
Ginn,
Here.
and Height.
Present.
Of course.
Everybody, please stand for the prayer and the pledge of allegiance. Mr. Baxter.
Lord, we're so thankful for this day, Lord, we can gather and conduct the business of the city of North Little Rock. Lord, we just ask this special blessing on this meeting. We just ask, Lord, that you would also bless our city employees, Lord, especially our first responders. Be with our North Little Rock PD as they deal with the issue that happened this past weekend. Be with our canine, Lord, as he is trying to get better. Lord, we just ask you to continue to bless us and forgive us where we fail you. For us who sing in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So moved.
Motion second. Thank you.
Ross,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Height.
Yes.
Communications, anybody want to pull any communications? And make noted that Councilperson Taylor came in.
Pull number 2, please, Mayor.
Pull number 2, if you see on communications.
And I'll move to accept and file number 1.
Motion to pull number 2, motion accept and file. I hear a second.
Second.
There is a second.
Muted.
All right, on number 1, Ross,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
and Height.
Yes.
Please call Mr. Taylor's.
Yes.
601. Yes, we got you.
He's not going to let you forget it. If not, I'll wait to call a special, sorry?
Number 2, he's
Oh,
going to.
do it now? Okay,
We're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
read number 2
Go
by
ahead, Mr.
title.
Baxter.
Want me to grab it? You got it.
Okay, communication number 2 will be from Kenny Stevens, Traffic Department Director, in regards to Shamrock Drive, and the speed study is completed, no speed hump needed.
Mr. Baxter.
Mayor, I'd just like to note that the traffic study from Kenny and his department, their study ended up being 20 miles per hour for the 85th percentile, both approaching and leaving the area. So that means that we're not going to be, not required to put a speed hump there based on the study results. So I just wanted to make sure that the folks out there knew what the 85th percentile was after the study. Now I'll move to accept and file.
Second.
Motion accept and file, second.
Ross,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Robinson, who's here? Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Ms. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Baxter,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Height.
Yes.
Please call it,
Mayor, you have a special call?
please.
This will be an email from Amy Fields, dated June 24, 2022. Honorable members of the North Rock City Council, the purpose of this email is to advise you that Mayor Hartwick has called a special meeting of the North Rock City Council at 6:05 p.m. on Monday, June 27, 2022 at City Hall Council Chambers, North Little Rock, Arkansas. The following will be on the agenda. 022-57, waiving certain sections of the zoning ordinance, ordinance number 9263, for property located at 3700 Progress Street, sponsor Mayor Terry C. Hartwick, for consideration only, pursuant to North Rock ordinance number 9079. All were notified. Respectfully, Amy Beckham Field, City Attorney, North Rock City Attorney's Office. Okay.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and it's second. Do you
Okay.
need to
Need to
read
read
it?
it first.
I'm going to let you read it.
Okay. 022-57, an ordinance waiving certain sections of the zoning ordinance, ordinance number 9263, for property located at 3700 Progress Street. First reading.
May I take just a second? Dwayne, would you come on up here? I'd like to introduce Dwayne Morgan. He is the new Plant manager, is that what you call you? You gotta stay at the mic if you don't mind, if you don't mind, please. I want you to introduce yourself. You're the new plant manager of Tyson's. A few questions for if there's anybody from you, but I'd like to introduce yourself. And how long has Tyson been there?
We've been a proud member of the Rose City community for 54 years.
Well, I thought so.
My name's Dwayne Morgan. I'm the new plant manager at Tyson Foods North Little Rock. I've been with Tyson 21 years, and I've been a part of the North Little Rock facility for 14 years.
Thank you. There was then, do I need to have anything else? There was a motion, and a second from,
Motion and the second was to suspend the readings, I believe. Was that right?
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
and there's a motion to suspend, and there's a second.
Go ahead.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Motion seconded. Hang on just a second, Ms. Ross. There's a motion second. Go ahead, Ms. Ross.
Oh, I thought you said, hang on a second. Okay,
All
well,
right.
I've got
I did,
questions.
but go ahead.
I've got questions. So, this is something unusual. I mean, they're asking to waive everything. It didn't go to planning. It didn't go to review. So I guess somebody could explain this to me, because I've never seen where we've just waived everything. We've waived the shrubs, the trees, and everything's been waived. They want everything
Mr.
waived.
Morgan, he wrote me a letter, and it came to me as the mayor. His first comment was, it needs to be done because we've got trailers, and I'll let you explain it if you don't mind.
I mean, the current status there on their property, as you see up top, we have a gravel lot over there. And what we're envisioning to do is concrete that entire lot. When putting in the concrete, we won't interfere with the current drainage. One of the biggest reasons we didn't want to plant trees there is simply because we have an ammonia system located to the east of that tree line there, and over time, we don't want any issues with a possible release as trees grow taller.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so one question, you said there wouldn't be any drainage issues, but without this going to planning or any kind of review, anything, we don't know if there's going to be any drainage problem. The concrete. Another question is, we just had one like this last council meeting that we required all these requirements, and this one, I don't see the hardship on this one.
First off, Mr. Wilburn, you were out there today. Can you address one of her questions about drainage, please?
I can. In the ordinance, I'm going to be working with them there's a land alteration, grading, stormwater, so they're not getting through without doing the permit. So it's a very flat area, drainage shouldn't be an issue, but I'm going to work with them.
So we're not waiving anything on the drainage then,
No,
correct?
they're going to get a permit through engineering, which is normally done for a parking lot.
Okay.
I think that's in the ordinance.
Well, there was they were asking for the in lieu, the waive the in lieu of, so.
That's correct.
So they're going to get the land alteration permit. So so there's no need to waive section 4 then, correct?
Well, if I read it correct.
They're going to do it.
that's
We don't
in
have to
the-
waive it.
Well, it's not being waived. I think they're actually.
So I just talked to Mr. Morgan today. I think the last thing I heard from you is the trees that we're going to pay for was approximately $2,400.
That's a planning thing, but.
And that's a plan, but they're going to go ahead and pay that.
So
And
they're
in
not
lieu
wa-
of, would you go ahead and, I think there's
So they're not wanting to waive the trees then,
no, they
correct?
said they'd stay with the
They are
trees.
waiving the trees and landscape.
So they're going to do that in lieu of. Do we need to put all this, I'm asking the city attorney, do we need to make all these amendments into this? Because if we pass it now.
I think the only amendment I remember hearing was, of course, just the trees, if I'm not mistaken. Is there any lieu of in the planning department there? Sean, are you there? Yes. Come on up, please. And the reason for it to go through this, they're on kind of a time frame. In fact, I talked to Sean earlier. They missed their planning to get it on the planning, so their next appointment would have been 6 weeks. Is that what I've heard, Sean?
The deadline would be Thursday of this week for a vote in August.
So after talking to Tyson's, it's not that I'm trying to do anything different, but I am looking at a company that does 18-hour shifts, 200-plus employees, and been there 54 years. So, yes, I'm kind of maybe rushing it over, but I see the area that it's talking about, what they do for this community and this state. So that's why I brought it to y'all to make a decision on tonight, yes.
And
So then we
items under section 4
Uh-huh.
are they're not being waived.
Okay, so we need to amend this out of then what they're asking to be waived then. So we need to amend that out, section 4. And then the trees, if they're willing to pay for that, then we don't need to, then we need to amend out C and D, correct? And under section 2? These are all the waivers.
If they're willing to do the in lieu of for the trees, the only thing that's being waived of having to go through planning commission and, yeah, an engineering process. And everything else is, well, I mean, that's the major thing. And they're
So
wanting
the
to do
only
What are we
thing-
voting on?
The only thing that's being waived is section 722B in section 3.
The shrubs.
So section 4 is not being waived.
Section 4 is not being waived, so it's really just section 1 being waived. So they're doing the parking and doing the landscape strips. So, yeah, it's just section 1's being the only thing waived now, if they're willing to do the in lieu of fee.
So you said section 1 is the only thing being waived,
What it sounds
the
like.
review requirements?
The planning commission, going through site plan review.
And then, so 1, section 1, and then section 3B is being waived. They're wanting that way, correct? The shrubs.
If you're not doing shrubs, or is that what you're asking? Shrubs around the parking area?
It's
Well,
just
it was
trees.
landscaping, so there'd be some shrubs.
This is why it
going
goes through
around.
planning. That gets
Yeah, so
something
they're
to-
asking for the shrubs, not to do the shrubs, is what they're
One
asking.
of the reasons for that is right there where these trailers are, you can see down here is a drainage, there's a underground drainage area, and then there's also, a kind of a dip in the air, swell there, and that's where, if you planted those, that would,
I
impede your
understand.
drainage on the lot.
Okay.
I got you.
Well, I'm gonna, will you ask about the row of trees?
The row of trees.
There's trees,
Oh,
there's
well,
there are
those won't
trees.
be removed, will they? Will those row of trees remain?
Yes.
Yes.
They will
Yes.
remain, okay. Okay, so let me get this straight.
Get the amendment.
So, because we need to make an amendment, are you clear? on
Right.
what- I mean, I'll make the amendment because
Please.
this is fun with me now.
Yes, I'm personally not clear on what is being waived and what is
Is
not. I
section-
came
all of
in 1,
section
2,
one?
and 3 to be waived and 4 were conditions. So if that's different, I think we do need to amend it.
Yeah, all of section 1's amended. Under section 2, they're going to, we're not waiving this because they're going to pay the in lieu of, right?
Correct.
But they
I
still have
talked
to
to him
go to
just
the
this
tree board
afternoon.
to the-
Elaine, that's why we didn't change it. I just got with Mr. Morgan this afternoon at probably 3
So we're
o'clock.
not-
Sure, and I think we can move section 2 to be waived to a condition in section 4 if they are paying an in lieu of fee. Is that correct?
Number 2?
No.
See where it talks about parking lot shading, section 2? Is that what we're talking about?
So I think what you're saying is that part needs to be referred to the tree board, so the tree board can review it and then make their recommendation to allow the fee to be paid in lieu of trees.
Yes.
So the only thing that we are keeping is section 3B, 3B. So everything's,
Amended out?
yep. Not waiving any of that.
So we're removing section 1, section 2, we're amending out section 1, section 2, and section 4, and we're keeping section 3.
3 at B.
I mean, that's the only thing there, right?
Yep. That's all they're asking for is the landscape. Removed. Right, 1.
So did you get the amendment? Okay, do I have it on the amendment? Do I hear a motion?
I want to hear the attorney tell us what
I want to
she's.
hear what the amendment is, please.
Say the amendment, Ms. Elaine.
The amendment should be sections 1 is still requested to be waived. Section 3, which is 7.22B, is still requesting to be waived. Section 4, conditions all apply. Section 2, I know I'm going out of order. Section 2 will be referred to the tree board to make recommendations that will then make a recommendation whether or not to pay the in lieu of fee. If that happens, then that will be another condition.
I think they've agreed to pay,
Appropriate?
they've
Everybody?
agreed to
I
pay
got a
that.
question on section 4, though. We are basically, so that needs to be removed from this because the section 4 is asking to be waived. So we need to remove section 4, correct?
Section 4 is not,
Section 4 is
section
not
4 is
being
not,
waived.
is not They're not asking for it to be waived.
They're not asking for it to be waived, but the way it looks, it appears that way. I think it just needs, it reads correctly, but it looks incorrectly because there's a big heading that says everything to be waived, but the words of section 4 clearly state it's a condition, so it could be cleaned up a little neater in appearance, but they're not asking for it to be
Okay,
waived.
gotcha. I see, okay.
You got it?
And engineering will take care of all the
And the engineer will be there
permits and
too.
make sure all the permits are, and the drainage and everything's correct.
Okay,
So you still need a motion to amend?
I'm about to do that.
I'll make that motion.
There's a motion to amend.
Second?
There's a second now.
Ross,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Height.
Yes.
On the ordinance as amended?
Motion.
Motion?
Second.
Second.
Ross,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Height.
Yes.
On the emergency.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Council, appreciate it very much. And thank you for the job you do, guys. I know you've been out there, I was out there when you just got put for 18 hours, you doing it, I see trucks. And the main reason for this is you have more trucks taking stuff out right now, as much as you ever had, right? Thank y'all again.
Mayor?
Yes,
We still need to call the emergency.
call the
clause.
mercy clause, I'm sorry.
All right, on the emergency, Ross.
Yes.
Harris, Hamilton,
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Height.
Yes.
Unfinished business,
Yes,
O-2243. Yeah.
Taylor?
Councilmember Taylor, do you want that called?
Please call it.
Okay.
Property located at 1710 West 18th Street from R3 to R4 zoning classification by amending ordinance number 9263.
Move to suspend the readings.
motion to
Second.
suspend and a second.
Second.
Ross,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Height.
Yes. So move.
Second.
And before you call that, did you see my email I sent you?
I did not.
So we have a business license issue with the applicant that we
But I
need,
was made aware of it.
that we need to be resolved. Okay.
So I guess we need to amend it.
Well, if you, yeah.
I
mean,
got hold
They
of-
need to take care of what we need resolved.
Say again?
They need to take care of what we need resolved, yeah.
So do we need to amend the ordinance to say that the rezoning is subject to,
Current business license?
yeah?
I mean, I don't know if you
I
can
don't
do
believe that's a
that.
requirement,
It's not a
I
requirement.
don't know that you can
so
do
I
that,
don't believe we can do
but if
that.
you could
You don't know
hold
what's
it,
the requirement?
Business license?
if you could hold it until they get the business license on all of the properties that they own in the city,
I think they own approximately 51 properties in
They
our
do.
city.
and they're not
Oh,
licensed.
we'll hold it.
Okay,
It's easy.
okay. That's awesome. Thank you.
But we suspend the rules, we're going to hold the rest of it, correct?
Yep.
Got you. All right, let's go on forward.
O22-52.
Mr.
Council-
Taylor.
Mr. Taylor?
Please call it.
All right, sir. Granted conditional use to allow auto sales in a C4 zone for property located at 1815 East Broadway Street. First reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second?
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
The applicant's asking to postpone till July 25th. We've got to go back and correct a couple things at Planning Commission.
So you're
it's,
talking about 02252 to postpone it to what
52.
date?
July 25th.
I don't hear. That's fine, Mr. Taylor's call.
Absolutely. So noted.
Thank you.
But the other one needs to be postponed as well?
The other one's ready.
Okay.
All right,
O22-53.
Mr. Taylor.
Councilmember Taylor?
Please call it. I'm kind of cautious now.
Granting a conditional use to allow an auto sales lot in a C4 zone for property located at 1723 East Broadway. First reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second?
Motion second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Motion stopped, and there's a second.
Ross?
I'll just give it whoever was
I
gonna
know,
come
well, I
up.
was looking for something else too myself. I was looking around the room.
Yes.
All right.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
And on the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the consent agenda, does anybody want to pull anything from the consent agenda from R22-118 through R22, that'd be 125?
Mayor, I just want to make a note that there's a couple of appointments on here. I don't know if they're in the audience or not. The R22-120 Renee Pierce and R22-121 Virginia Marlin. Are either of them present? Okay, they're not present.
I was looking for, but no, they're not. So again, on the consent agenda, does anybody want to pull one? If not?
Motion?
A motion, I hope.
So moved.
Second.
And a second.
This is just all in favor, say
Consent, this
aye.
is just,
Yeah.
yes.
All in favor,
We
say
like
aye.
motions on everything. So.
Motion to
Now all,
approve,
yeah, now
second.
all in favor.
And then I just heard the mayor say, all in favor, say aye.
Yep.
Aye.
Thank y'all very much.
We keep
So
it, we keep it.
so you know, for those in the audience tonight, what this is about is we're reappointing some people to the civil service, which was Mike Ross, Between Ms. Banks to the Senior Citizens Commission, Ms. Renee Pierce to the Plan Commission, and Ms. Virginia Marlin to the Lakewood Residential Recreational Improvement District. So we go through these things, but what he was asking if anybody were in the audience. So just kind of let you know what, sometimes it gets a little confusing what's going on out there. So anyway. And we've already approved it, so now,
Yep.
good seeing you. Bye-bye.
So Mayor, your next items are condemnations. Would you like those addresses called and read?
Yes, please. I think we can, it's public, do I need to call a public hearing on these?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I need to announce the public hearing, and then we'll read them, correct?
Yes, sir.
Let me do that.
So R22-126, 5818 Crystal Hill Road, R22-127, 4316 Burks Avenue, R22-128, 1101 Cache River Road. Those are your public hearings.
Let me call a public hearing. Those, right now, we're at a public hearing right for the due condemnations of these addresses just read. Those wishing to speak for it or against it,
Mayor, you do have, yeah, come on up.
I have. So let me speak. So who are you representing? Which one of these?
1101 Cache River Road.
1101 Cache River Road, all right?
And she's on your sheet.
I
there.
got
She
her. I
signed
didn't
in.
just now saw her then. Please, identify yourself, name your, and give your name again, please. for the
My
record.
name is Melissa Johnson.
Yes, ma'am. And you're speaking about 1101 Cache River Road, Ms. Johnson.
The Mayor, I believe she's the owner and this is her contractor.
Yes.
I'm listening.
So you're going to
Identify
tell
yourself.
them why
Go
they
ahead and
don't
tell me
need to
what's going on
condemn.
with it, okay?
I'm sorry, this is my contractor, Mr. Spivey.
Okay, after I just got a hold of this probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, got the paperwork signed from everybody to be able to start construction, got there, had a no construction deal on the side of the house. After I've got an estimate together to go back to the insurance there for stuff that was left off their original estimate and to be able to get started after, that's what we're looking for.
Give me some background on this, Mr., is it you, Sean? Would it be you, or who is it?
Felicia?
Is that Felicia out there? Is she here? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can you give me some background on this, please, ma'am?
A fire occurred in this property November 2001, and we've been trying to make contact with Ms. Johnson. We did an initial inspection back in November, and we conducted an inspection a few weeks ago, and the property is in exactly the same condition. We've had numerous complaints regarding this property, even before the fire occurred here. We've issued citations. We've tried to make contact with Ms. Johnson to see what, her plans are. And as of to date, do you guys have a signed contract? Okay.
So that's it, she's the last signature after I need,
Okay.
but I wanted to wait until we come here to see where we was gonna be before I.
Okay. Yeah, previous contact with her, she stated she had a restoration company to restore the property, and we never got a contract showing that. And then a few weeks ago, she stated that there was another restoration company going to restore the property.
So this happened when, Ms. McHenry? When did this, we started talking about this when?
November 2001.
Of what year? Of what year?
2001.
2001.
This says 2021.
Excuse me, I'm
That's what
sorry.
I was thinking you said.
2021, I'm
All right,
sorry.
that's why I had to get that clear. I thought it was 21, but okay, keep on going. I'm sorry. I want to make that clear. You did say
Yes.
2001. Okay. Yes, sir, Mr.
There are several of the neighbors that are here from Cache River Court that may want to speak on this issue tonight. If they do, they probably, did they sign up, Diane?
We do have a representative signed up.
Which one?
Yeah.
Give me
Are
your
they
name.
done
There's
yet?
several.
Are they done
I
yet?
was going to say, wait just a second.
Several neighbors here
I
that want to
understand,
make,
but let's let them be through, and then I'll bring the others up. Is that okay, Mr. Height? Please,
Okay.
just a minute. I will not overlook anybody. So go ahead, Ms. McHenry.
Yeah, we just want the property brought back into compliance, and we need Ms. Johnson to, bring us signed contracts or whatever she has to, or showing good faith that the property is going to be brought into compliance.
Anything else from you, ma'am? Ms. Johnson? Anything?
I don't have a problem giving her any of the information that she needs now that
Okay.
I've found someone who, now that I have found someone who will, bring the property back up to
Gotcha.
code
Now,
and fix
if you're
everything.
through, I'm going to let somebody else, as we said, those speaking for or against, I'm going to let them come forward, if you're through, if you don't mind. So now, anybody wishing to come forward to speak about it again? Ms. Ginn?
Can I just ask one question before you leave? I
Ms.
didn't
Johnson, come back up here just a sec, please, ma'am.
And has Codes inspected the swimming pool? Because at the last I heard, it was black with slime or whatever.
Right, I'm trying to get everything repaired. It has a cover on it. The last I spoke with them, they told me that they just needed me to cover it up to make sure that no one could get back there. So
But that's
everything.
been years, like at least 3
Yes.
years.
Yes,
It's not
I've
just from
had,
2021, the fire,
Yes.
that nothing has been done to it either, huh?
It's probably been, about 3 years, I think, since I've
At
actually used
least,
it.
yeah.
All right. Anything else?
while they're coming up, there's been a fire in this house recently.
Yes.
There's been an explosion in that house a couple of years ago, and there's been a death in that swimming pool.
What explosion, I'm sorry?
Since that death in that swimming pool, I don't think there's been anything done to that pool to prevent it from happening again. That house has been a source of strife, content, whatever you want to call it, for years. I've lived over on Mill Creek for 46 years. I don't know how long that house has been there, but ever since it's been there, there's been a problem. And the neighbors that are here want to voice they're upset with it too.
I understand.
And I want, and so that y'all have ignored your neighbors in taking care of that property. Not only have you parked cars out on the street that were damaged, that were undrivable, that weren't operable, but you've had a fire in that house, and you also had an explosion in that house. That house has been like I said, it's been a source of problems for years, and the neighbors are worried about living around it.
May I have you come on up, ma'am, please, if you don't mind, and identify yourself, please, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Johnson.
Good evening. My name is Summer Clark Day, and I'm the Overbrook property manager. Thank you, Mr. Heights, for your words. As you're well aware, this has been a source of sadness for our community at 1101 Cache River. I've been in this position for approximately 18 months, but about 15 years prior to that, I sat on the board of directors for the Overbrook Property Owners Association. During the last decade, we have had dozens and dozens of complaints about 1101 Cache River. Mr. Hyde is completely correct in saying that not only was there a fire there, but within the last 6 months, there has been additional water damage to the property. I did reach out to the owner because one of her concerned neighbors saw water spilling out of the living room windows and out the front of the home. At that point, nothing was done as well. The swimming pool not only sits untouched for the last several years, but is a cesspool of both mosquitoes and disease. We have a wonderful cul-de-sac in that area full of children where that's just breeding illness and problems, to be honest. It would be a win for our community if Ms. Williams would repair the home to the state that it needs to be repaired. Unfortunately, there has been very little communication and contact doing that. To my knowledge, there have been no permits pulled for any sort of construction to be done. And she's had more than enough time to show something in that manner. These are 6 members of our community that came tonight, but I can assure you there are dozens and dozens of families. There is not a week that goes by that I do not receive a telephone call about this property. Just last week, I spoke to code enforcement, who I know on a first-name basis, mainly due to this property. The lawn is unmowed, the house is in disrepair, shutters are hanging off, the fence is in ill repair, which keeps that swimming pool safe. It's a problem. It's a problem and has continued to be a problem. This is not a new issue. So I would appreciate you're hearing our voice. We are 1,100 members strong in the Ward 4, and we have moved this to condemnation, please. Thank you.
Any more questions? Anybody else want to speak? If not, I'm going to call this public hearing to an end. Public hearing to still end. So, okay, back to it. Ms. Ross.
Oh, I'd just like our city attorney to explain that if we do condemn this, that that's not the last stop, that there's 2 different options for the property owner. There's the rehab agreement, and then they can appeal it to circuit court too. So if you just kind of explain the process.
That's correct. The appellate process is fairly obvious on the rehab agreement. If you guys do vote in favor of condemnation, once that takes place, the property owner is able to come to the city attorney's office, and we draft what we call a rehabilitation agreement, which requires the property owner to put the amount of money it would cost to demolish the house into escrow while they make repairs to the house. And there is a timeline for said repairs to be made. If repairs are not made, then we go on in the process and can demolish the house. We have done several rehabilitation agreements that have been successful while I've been there. On the flip side, there are some that have not been. So this is not the last and final step. Just to inform everybody and make sure y'all know that the rehab agreement is probably the most popular next step that's taken if condemnation is approved here tonight.
Mr. Hamilton.
It gives them one last chance, but it also makes them put money in the game.
That's correct.
Right? And so if they have been hesitant to move forward with anything, then this is kind of the put up or shut up moment.
That is correct.
Great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The question, Ms. Ross, go ahead.
Oh, one more thing, and I don't know if this is legal or this is code. How long, if this property is condemned, how long do they have to get with the city attorney or code to do a rehab agreement?
Felicia, it's 30 days. Is that correct? 30 days.
Anybody else? Are the people in the audience representing both sides of this understand where we are on this right now? Is everybody? I need a nod from y'all out there if you don't mind. Ms. Johnson, are you understanding where we are on this right now? Do you understand where we are? Okay, just want to make sure you're sure. And I know the person might be doing it, but you understand what's going on right now? All right, got you. Where are we on the subject? I just did. All right, that's me. R22-126, 5818 Crystal Hill Road.
All right. A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 5818 Crystal Hill Road in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance, and for other purposes.
So move.
Second.
Motion second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
R22-127, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
A resolution declaring certain buildings, houses, and other structures located at 4316 Burks Avenue in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owner to abate said nuisance and for other purposes.
So move.
Second.
Motion second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson? Is she leaving? Are you wanting to leave? We're about to call yours right now. You can leave if you'd like. I just want to make sure you understand everything that's going on, okay? All right.
Unknown caller.
R22-128, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
A resolution declaring certain building, houses, and other structures located at 1101 Cache River Road in the city of North Little Rock to constitute a public nuisance and condemning said structures, providing a period of time for property owners to abate said nuisance and for other purposes.
Move for adoption.
Motion adopted, and there is a second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson, we have passed this to go forward with the condemnation procedures. You know now you have at least 30 days to get with our legal department and to show cause why this should not be done. You understand that? Come on
Mayor,
up,
if I
please.
may.
Come on up.
Mr. Hogan is the attorney in our office that deals with the rehabilitation agreements. He's willing to
Okay.
give Ms. Johnson his contact information. That's who she needs to speak with if she chooses to go that route.
Sir, you can come on up. I just want to make sure everybody understands what we're doing on this. So it's in the process right now going through condemnation. You have 1 month to come to legal. Those who are in the audience in support of the condemnation, they have 1 month. But on this, as Mr. Hamilton said, they just can't say they're going to do it. They've got to put the money up now. It's a whole different process. So everybody understands. We'll make sure if anything goes crazy on this, we'll make sure everybody understands where we are. Everybody shaking their head? All right, thank y'all. Let's go forward.
R22-129.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
R22-129, Mayor Hartwick.
Yes, call it.
A resolution certifying the amount of a cleanup lien to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real property located at 904 F Street in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Motion adopted and second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Oh, I gotta call these public hearing. I thank you for catching me. Let me call a public hearing on R22-129 and R22-130. I guess we could read it also. Those wishing to speak for it or against it, please come forward. Thank you for reminding me. Seeing none, I'll adjourn the public hearing. Now call.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Diane.
Okay. We got through Ross, Hamilton, Taylor,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Height,
Yes.
R22-130, Mayor Hartwick.
Please call it.
A resolution approving and certifying amounts of liens to be filed with the Pulaski County Tax Collector against certain real properties in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas,
Excuse me.
as a result of grass cutting expenses and abatement of other nuisances.
So move.
Second.
Motion seconded. Public hearing again, don't I? We'll call a public hearing on that one, and those people wishing to speak for or against it, please come forward. Seeing none, I will adjourn the public hearing again. Now go.
Ross,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Baxter,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Ginn,
Yes.
Height,
Yes.
And you guys are welcome to leave Cache River if you want to, or you can stay and enjoy the rest of the meeting.
Billy, where are you going? You might as well stay. No, I'm teasing. Get out here. Go. Good seeing you. Thank you for your time. We do appreciate it. Thank y'all. Go ahead.
O2254, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
An ordinance amending section 1.1.1 of the North Little Rock Municipal Code, Chapter 4, Buildings and Public Regulations, declaring an emergency and for the purposes, first reading.
Move to suspend the readings.
Second.
Motion to suspend and second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Do we have a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt. Second.
Motion adopted and second.
Ross?
I have a question.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry to see. Apologies.
I have a question for Mr. Spencer about planning.
Sean?
Sorry, I should have asked you sooner. So on this, we're amending the 2010 Arkansas Mechanical Code to the 2021 International Mechanical Code. Is there not like all these other codes and everything, we go by Arkansas or, code. Is there no longer an Arkansas Mechanical Code?
The way they worded it this year, it's supposed to be nationwide. So
Okay.
They're adopting that, and then we'll come in a couple months or something. We'll see how this fits us.
Okay.
And we may come in with some tweaks to put into the North Little Rock Mechanical Code.
Okay, I guess I just kind of, if we're going by this now and then we have to come back and tweak it, I mean, are you going to be flexible with individuals that may
Yeah,
not?
so we don't necessarily need to call an emergency if you don't want to. For the next 30 days, everybody that comes in, we'll let them know that we're adopting the new one, and then we'll send out everybody on our email list. And then there's a licensing board, and we'll let them know, and, there's not a club, but, where they get together, and so everybody, we'll give them 30 days, but they're also asking us, when are we going to adopt it?
Okay.
So we're being asked when.
So
when
do
it's
you
gonna
want us to
happen.
hold up on the mercy clause? Is that what you're suggesting?
That's up to you, but we're not going to enforce it for 30 days, no matter
Gotcha.
what.
Okay, I got it. That makes sense.
So it's up to you guys how you want to do it.
Well, if there's no problem, let's just hold up on the mercy clause, and that gives the 30 days.
Is there any need to extend that period from 30 days to make sure that everyone has the information, or
Well,
will y'all just
everybody that we can get hold of will know in the next week. So I don't know how to get hold of it, the ones that have never come and pulled a permit with us. But they'll know through the licensing board, if they check their website, that, we've adopted this, and check our website, we've adopted it.
you will be lenient with them until we get everybody's informed, correct? Okay, just want to make sure that no one's unaware.
Yeah, there'll be a little training that, oh, by the way, this needs to be fixed, we'll come back tomorrow and check on
Will
it.
you charge them to come back tomorrow? Okay, good.
Anything else? Where are we, Mr. Scott?
We've got a motion and a second for adoption. Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
No
We're
emergency.
not calling mercy clause, okay?
022-55, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
An ordinance vacating and abandoning an unused right-of-way located within certain real property donated from the city of North Little Rock to the Arkansas Department of Transportation for the Interstate 30 and Interstate 40 widening and reconstruction project. Declaring
In the
emergency.
readings.
Second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
So move.
Second.
Motion second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
022-56.
Good seeing you
Councilmember
guys.
Robinson?
Are you okay with everything? Thank you.
Please call it.
Thank you. Please call it, Mr. Robinson.
An ordinance rezoning certain real property located at 9401 Diamond Drive in the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas, from I-1 to I-2 zoning classifications by amending ordinance number 9263, declaring emergency. First
To
reading.
suspend all readings.
Second.
Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Gann?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Ross?
I just want to say one thing. We probably need to give some permanent seats as many times as we've been back on this property, right? Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn?
Yes.
Height?
Yes.
I have two people for public comment, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go ahead and go with that. Mr. McDaniel, Rocky, you there? You, remember you have 3 minutes to speak?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I've had dental surgery, so my mouth, I may not speak well tonight. I'm here to talk about the bus company. They're talking about cutting out some buses on the east end of North Little Rock, not running them and doing the Connect service. That's where you call and they send out a van and pick you up and take you downtown to where the buses are running. You catch it and go and come back there, call it and get back on it, because they say the ridership is low in that area there. I think it's a bad idea because a lot of people don't have phones in that area. They don't have the internet. Some of them don't. I think it's a problem for them to use the Connect method. And Arkansas Regional Bus also says they've got a problem of getting money to get the matching funds. They have a lot of funds that they could be entitled to get, anywhere from $6 million, that they can't get any money to help match to get any of it. And they say the cities hadn't been increasing their budget or their gifts to them or what they could give them to operate the system. And I'd like for y'all to look at that and see if we can give them a little more funding. And also, I think more people are going to be going to the bus on account of gas and jobs and other things, because it's going up so high and everything is just falling apart. And we're trying to put people back to work, especially people who are on fixed incomes and welfare. We've got programs for that, but we have no way to get them to work. I take several people, renters, to work and bring them back home. They don't have any way to get there. They're willing to work. They don't have any way to get there, and the buses don't run on weekends anymore, certain places. They don't do this, they don't do that. We need to see about seeing that we give them access to go to work, access to go to the doctor, access to live and be able to raise themselves up instead of staying down where they are. So I'm going to be advocating for more bus funding for the buses everywhere I go, and trying to see if we can't get them some money so they can get some more matching money. And the board of directors there is doing a terrible job of being in touch, because the study they're kind of basing this on is back in 2019 during the epidemic. Now, the buses run into McCain Mall. They would get there, take so many back, and they say you can't get on account of COVID. You'll have to wait on the next one. And they were leaving people at the bus stop 2 and 3 hours. Some people lost their jobs, wasn't able to go to work. They finally got back to where they can all get on the bus. The same thing with down here. They got the same method. And family members, you can't always depend on them to go to work. You can't always depend on their vehicles to work. But I'm going to be reaching out to different organizations, different churches, and trying to organize in the area to get the people aware of the bus schedules, aware of the opportunities to ride, and also some of the jobs that they can get in the area and stuff. We're going to work with DHS, and we're going to work towards that. But I'd like for y'all to encourage the bus company not to make any cuts and not to create a program that everybody can't use.
Got you, Mr. McDaniel. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for him?
Reminder about no fireworks.
Huh?
And no fireworks in the city.
I know, I've got one more person here. Mr. Brian Lambert, is that correct? Did I say it correctly?
Mayor, appreciate
Sure.
the
Thank you.
opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Due to a number of increased automobile crashes with whitetail, I'm a member of the Arkansas Bow Hunters Association, and I'm sure you're aware that we have numerous cities around the state of Arkansas that we hunt. And I would like to get some direction on going forward with getting our vice president and game warden, Ralph Meeker, to talk to the city of North Little Rock about the possibility of urban deer management in the city limit.
I'm going to need help on this, and if I remember right from before, we used to allow bow hunting in our park, but it was only through our, if I'm not mistaken, Chief, you may help me, it was only through our police department. Is that still the standard, or does anybody know? I'm going back many years, so give me a little time.
It's not, as
Burns Park anymore. The one we have is out at White Oak.
Yeah.
As far as I know, that's the only one that we have where we do the bow hunting.
Okay. So you're asking that you have permission to come bow hunt in parts of our cities, what you're asking me?
I'm asking, could we bring the game warden and our vice president to discuss to the city council? There's a number of options that we have with urban deer management.
You do me a favor then.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. Hampton, please.
I was thinking the best process would probably start with the city attorney's office
Well, you
to
read
see
my-
what kind of legislation we might have.
And that's,
Sir, we do
I-
have
I don't
liability
know
insurance.
anything. Yeah.
let's do this. Write me a letter real fast, just what you plan on doing. Send it, let me get to city attorneys, and then we'll sit down together and go forward. Is that fair enough with you?
Yes, sir. Thank you so
No,
much.
just understand. So just get me something in writing so I can address it. Then I'll get it to city attorney, then we'll all sit down, and then we'll have to bring something back to the council, but.
Yes, sir. I can get you our urban hunt protocols
Okay.
and some information like that.
Question.
Yes, sir. Mr.
Sir, are you aware of a problem? Is there some, I don't know. I'm
There were 18, I call it the city of North Little Rock today, 18 automobile accidents. My wife hit a deer herself, shattered her windshield, not here in Arkansas. But in North Little Rock, there were 18 automobile crashes. Will there have to be a fatality before this is really discussed? You know what I'm saying? I mean, whitetail is one of the most dangerous animals in North America. People don't think of it that way. It's not like a grizzly bear, but because of automobile accidents, there are about 200 fatalities nationwide. Attorney Cook has an article online. It was a record year of $75 million in automobile damages in 2012 and 2013 in Arkansas. And, there's numerous people hospitalized. So
We don't think about it until you bring it to our attention, so if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
All right, I appreciate you.
Okay, so how do I go forward now?
Just if you don't mind, send me a letter to the mayor's office. You can email me,
Sure.
let me have something to put
Yes,
some
sir.
teeth into so I can then address it to our city attorney's office, and then we'll all sit down together and see where we go from there. Is that fair?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything from anybody else here?
I'd like to go to school on that. Yeah, I'd like to understand that.
Mr. Height?
I just want to say Felicia after the meeting,
All right, after me, Mr.
please.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Taylor?
Can we, as a matter of procedure, when we're doing these condemnations, can we just go ahead and either put the language in the agenda or just have council read off?
We can, and you can probably blame this last one on me.
Well, no, I mean, that way.
Because I just got him this afternoon.
No. I mean, because we constantly have to, remind them. Well, here's the process. We're going to condemn you tonight.
Yeah.
Here's the process. Have council read it. Now it's on the record during the public hearing. That's done. We go through with the condemnation. If you want to rehab it, contact the city attorney's office and move forward.
I thought you was talking about the other condemnation. I got you.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Mr. Baxter?
Mayor, I know that as of today, I guess, they're starting to close our access point at Curtis Sykes. Obviously, that is an issue, trying to go over 4 lanes if you're headed to my house, getting on the freeway there. While it's not as short getting on underneath JFK, trying to go over 3 lanes, it's still of concern. I don't know what can be done there. Obviously, we don't want to shut that on-ramp down, but it's pretty gamey trying to get over 3 lanes and head on east out 40. So I don't know. Just thought I'd bring that to.
It's permanent, isn't it? It's permanent.
The closing is, yes.
By the way, there's the 4th of July. Ms. Robinson brought to my attention. The 4th of July is, of course, next Monday, and trash pickup will not be, so everything will be delayed, is my understanding, for that one day. So, anything else?
Reminder, no fireworks in the city.
No fireworks in this city, but thank Pat, Chief. I'm sure y'all will be getting your calls. Upcoming events, if you want to see fireworks, we got 38th Annual Pops on the River. That would be July 4th, of course, starting at about 9:30 that night. Also, I've got y'all places if you want to. I think Anita's called you about fireworks from Ames. So other than that, anything else I'm missing?
So moved.
Second. Thank y'all very much.
Yes.
Hamilton? Yes. Taylor? Yes. Robinson? Yes. Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Ginn? Height?
Yes.
Means adjourned.